Hi, and welcome again to another episode of The Consistency Queen. My name is Elsa Morgan. I'm a wife. I'm a mum to two beautiful children, and I also own a global coaching business, which I started in 2021. And we've grown rapidly since then. We've achieved over $1 million now. And we're on a mission to serve over 1 million women to be able to help them to work towards their goals. And so I help high-performing women to be able to amplify their income, expand their influence and impact from vision to brand. And, it's something that me in particular, I'm really, really proud of. I know that this is just the beginning of a beautiful mission to be able to help so many women to achieve all their things. And, for me, it's always been a case of telling you the truth of what it really takes to achieve success. And for me, I started in the online space in 2015, and it wasn't really until around 2018 that I really understood and got serious. And that's when I actually retired myself from my corporate career. I had a very successful sales career, and I retired myself out, and I've been working full-time in the online space since then. And really, my coaching business is really a reflection of all the things that I've achieved, because I see so many people out there just sharing the incorrect information. You want to be learning from people that have actually gone and achieved the things that you want to achieve. Now, let me tell you, working towards $1 million is your first million is that you're building from a business from scratch is never an easy thing. And I can tell you, having achieved it myself, there's a lot to be said about it. So that is why I decided to rebrand my podcast, The Consistency Queen, and to talk to you about what it really takes. So today we're going to talk about a very important topic as part of the journey to whatever it is that you want to achieve, and that's your environment. There's a saying that says environment is stronger than willpower. And I can tell you that is so true, because you can have all the desire in the world and all the will to want to go and achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. But if you don't set your environment up to support whatever it is that you want, you will struggle. And this is very important for you to understand this. I'm hoping that by you listening to this, you're really going to pay attention to the 4 key things that you could be doing, or 4 things that you could be doing to set yourself up for $1 million environment, because these are the things that have helped me. I've got some other things as well, but I really want to speak to the 4 main ones that I really focus on to give you an idea about the intentional work that is needed to radically change your circumstances. A lot of people do not pay attention to certain things that are, around them and what they do, and they wonder why they're not where they want to be. You see, how you show up and the way that you prepare yourself plays a very, very big part in whether you achieve the goals or not. Who you surround yourself with, what you do every day, what you give focus to every day also plays a big part in what you do every single, in what you achieve. And so it's very important for you to know that if you have the desire to go for like a 6-figure business or a 7-figure business, or to want to achieve that level of income, it will require intentional effort, and you have to be disciplined and focused, almost to the level of obsession every single day. It doesn't just happen. These results don't just happen because you're nice, right? It happens because you've given it focus and you are showing up very differently and in alignment to what you want to achieve. Okay, so let's get started. The very first thing that I want to bring to your attention is your inner circle. They say that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend most time with, and that is 100% true. In fact, if you hang around people that constantly talk about politics, you'll probably start engaging in that topic too, whether it's something that you really want to or not, if you decide that to stay in that circle. If you have friends or people that you associate yourself with that like running or doing triathlons, chances are you'll probably want to do that too. In fact, when I was running, I was hanging around friends that ran too. And so we ran and we chat and we catch up, and it was like our catch up, our weekly catch up or monthly catch up would be going on a long run, like 15Ks or 20Ks, and we just have a catch up. And there were some amazing days with some incredible friends. But, if I was surrounding myself with other people that weren't into running, chances are I probably wouldn't be consistent at it. And I ended up running, 12 marathons and 26 half marathons. But I know that a part of that result is because I had a lot of running friends. Just saying. So who you surround yourself with plays a very big part in who you are, the way that you think, the way that you operate. And you know what? I'm going to say this. You largely get influence whether you stick to what you do. Because so many people, when they start off especially, are so influenced by other people's opinions, especially their friends. And so if your friends think a particular way and you are not really bought into your vision, you will be influenced. And so if you're not where you want to be, I would definitely audit your circle. Audit who you're hanging around with. And, even if you are hanging around people who are in business, are they the people that really think like you? Are they best supporting you, or are they negative, not, in alignment with who you want to become? You really need to pay attention to who you hang around with. Me, my hack in this that I want to share with you, I mostly hang around people that are playing at a much higher and faster pace than me. Why? Because that shows me the opportunities for me to grow. I'm not comparing myself. I'm just looking at them and saying, you know what? I'm so excited that I get to see this person expand, because I'm going to be able to learn from this experience. And so I use every connection, every opportunity where someone is playing at a bigger place than me, to be able to expand and grow. And if you want to be chasing fast results, get into momentum, and really, really see yourself grow, that is a genuine hack that you can do as well. Okay, so that is such an important thing. So setting yourself up for success is number one, especially a $1 million environment. Who is in your inner circle? Like, who are the people that you hang around with every day? Are they people that are playing at the same rate or higher than you? Or are they people that complain or just don't care or just do other things that are so in opposition to what you want? You really need to give that attention and start making decisions that are more in alignment with where you want to go. Number two, your physical environment. What does your actual physical environment look like? You see, one of the things that I got very, very good at is deciding that my physical environment was going to mirror where I wanted to go, who I wanted to become. And it just made it so much more easier to step into that version. Pardon me. And so what I did was I looked at all the things that reminded me of my past, or reminded me of things where I wasn't my best version, and I actually got rid of them. It's not really, blocking it or anything like that. It's accepting that that's no longer who I am. And I get to decide that I want to play at a much bigger rate. So I've set up my environment in my office, in my home, and just I pay attention to how everything is. So it mirrors my next level. And, you can easily do this. And I teach this a lot in my coaching programs as well, about how you can set your environment up for success. Like, have you got books that you are reading, around you? I've got my bookcase full, and there's a few that I haven't read and I will be reading. Have you got, things that are supporting your vision and your mission? Have you got your vision board around you? Have you got your goals written up? Because these are all things that support your mission, your vision, and what you're working towards. But if you don't remind yourself on a daily basis, or you've got distractions that are likely to pull you away, pull your energy, bring you down, then chances are you're less likely to stay in the game. It's so important that you set yourself up and just get as much of the stuff that reminds you of the past that you don't feel good about. Like, if you can't get rid of it, just pack it up and put it away, put it in the garage or somewhere, because what you want to be doing is totally be surrounded by things that remind you of what you are doing and where you are going. And I absolutely champion and coach this. Is such an important thing, that you need to set up your environment for who you are becoming versus where you're coming from. Okay. And it's also a psychological thing as well. You're training your subconscious for calling more of what you see every single day as well. So the number 3 thing, the third way that you can set up your $1 million environment, is you need to pay attention to what you consume in terms of social media, what you read, who you are listening to. Are you listening to or watching things that remind you of the past, or are things that are more geared towards the version that you want to leave behind? Or, sometimes your circumstances are largely as a direct result of the things that you're listening to or watching. And so for me, I only watch or listen to things or read things that are in alignment with where I want to go, who I want to become, like who I listen to as a coach. People that have achieved the things that I want to achieve. And I listen to them over and over and over and over again. And I take notes, I apply, I implement, and I go again, and I go again, and I go again. So my message to you is, who are you listening to every day? What information are you consuming? Are you giving too much to TV? Which, by the way, watching TV is not a bad thing. You've just got to do it in moderation. I watch documentaries. I love watching documentaries about high-performing athletes, stories, biographies, things that will help me grow. So that's what I give focus to. So, you will find me watching Netflix, but I'll only be watching documentaries because that's what helps me to learn. I love learning every day. And the reason why I do that especially is because I'm programming my mind and my brain for expansion all the time. And because my mind and my brain is always open to expansion, I see things, I see opportunities all the time for me to move into places or be able to impact more people. You can't be open to opportunities, or you can't have your mind open if you don't train it for openness. Okay, it's really important for you to understand that. So that's really important for you to pay attention to. If you are consuming things that are what you've been doing already for so long, chances are that's going to directly influence how you show up. So it's really important that you pay attention to what you consume, what you're reading, what you're listening to, and are you learning every day? It's really important. And the last one is, to set your environment up for $1 million environment, is how do you look after yourself? So for me, I look at my mentors and how they look after themselves, and I mirror. They pay attention to when they sleep, when they wake up, the amount of water they drink, what they eat every day, do they move their body every day? And these are things that I intentionally do every day. The only thing that I know that is lacking, but I do as much as I can, is in movement. So I'm really working really hard to embody exercises and floor work that'll help support my needs at the moment. And but I still do it. There's not a day that I miss. But I'm focusing on my water, I focus on my food. In fact, I've been really focusing on my portion control this year, and I've absolutely trimmed down. I think I'm probably lost close to 10 kilos now. And that hasn't happened just because. It's because I've been giving it the focus that it needed. And I also pay attention to how I look after my body. Like I have a very regimented skin routine, morning and night, and I make sure that I'm resting as much as I can, because I give so much into my business that when I come, when I finish up for the day, I'm literally spent. And that's how I know that I've done really good work. For me, giving my all is part of my passion to help people. And so knowing that I've done a good work just makes me feel good about myself, but makes me feel happy that I'm pursuing my mission and my vision. But I don't see it as work. I just see it as it's something that I love to do. But in doing that, I know that I need to look after myself. I have to give myself some time out, get out into nature and really just decompress and, spend time with the kids as well. So it's really important that you pay attention to what you consume, the water, because this is all going to affect how you show up as well. So be very, very mindful of what you eat, make sure that you're eating well, whole foods, lots of vegetables, you're having water, lots of water. I mean, that's my main choice of drink. I also have a coffee every day, but that's my pleasure. And I also make sure that I move in some way. And high performing individuals, and you see that people that have, that are wealthy, most of them pay very much attention to their mind and their body. And so if you want to become that as well, you need to start adopting that. There's nothing stopping you from starting right now in how you look after yourself and how you look after your mind and your body. You can start behaving as that $1 million earner right now. So I hope this has helped you. So just to recap, your inner circle is really important. You are the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. And so if you spend time with negative people, chances are you're going to be the next negative person as well. You want to surround yourself with high-performing individuals so you can mirror their actions and their activity, but their work rate and their frequency as well. Number 2, your physical environment. Does your outer world reflect and support your mission of where you want to go? Because if your environment, your physical environment reminds you of where you want to leave, it's going to be a challenge for you to be able to just disconnect from that. You'll constantly be reminded of where you want to move from. And so you need to, as best you can, start setting up your external environment as the outer world that you want to see on a permanent basis. And you can make some subtle changes. Again, I teach this in my coaching programs that don't cost much at all, but it's all around how you use things and how you position things as well. And it's all around, natural light and keeping things really minimal and clean and really removing clutter. Okay, because that's all stagnant energy. And so if your outer world mirrors where you want to go, chances are you're going to be programming more and more and more of that, and more of that will start presenting in your life. Number 3, what do you pay attention to and give focus to? Do you constantly binge watch, show after show after show after movie after movie after movie, and expect to be in that right mindset, right energy, right focus to attract the people that you want to, or help people the way that you want to be able to be playing at a very high rate? You have to be super intentional about who you listen to, who you're learning from, what you're giving energy and focus to every single day in terms of information. For me in particular, I love reading, I love learning from my coaches, and I implement all the time, and I put myself in growth opportunities so that way I'm growing every single day. You see, that is one way that I use Netflix, where I'm watching documentaries in particular about sports, because I find that sports people have a level of discipline. Some of them are just really, really good at the way that they apply themselves, and they take their craft so seriously. And for me, I'm learning every single day about mind focus, mind programming, and that is what I give energy to, is watching documentaries, reading books, learning from my coaches, implementing every day, and I repeat and I repeat and I repeat. You won't find me binge watching on Netflix unless I'm having some downtime, extended downtime, or anything like that. But I can't even remember the last time I did that, to be quite honest. Did I say that? But in saying that, though, it's okay to watch TV, but all in moderation. But for me, I'm on a mission to serve and impact over 1 million women, and it requires a certain person to be able to do that. And that's why I'm intentional, I'm focused, and I'm deliberate about what I give focus to. And then the last one is, how do you look after yourself? How much water do you drink? What do you actually eat every day? Are you eating foods that are supporting your next level version? Or are you eating highly processed foods that really affect your energy and your mood, in particular in the afternoon? So important that you set yourself up for success. I speak to my coaching clients, and I tell them that they need to almost see themselves as athletes and be fueling themselves as a high-performing athlete, because they are literally showing up on social media, maybe doing short-form video, maybe doing lives, and so they need to up their energy. Now, they can't have high energy if they're constantly eating junk. And so if this is you, this is something you can instantly make a switch and start eating more whole foods, more salads, more lean protein, and complex carbs that are going to help you to bring out the best in you, and make sure that you have lots and lots of water, plenty of rest as well, and also that you move your body. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I know that, for me, this has been a key to be able to achieve $1 million. And I really want to speak to that, because people need to know what it actually takes to get there. Now, if you want more content like this, as I mentioned at the top of the video, at the top of this episode, hit the subscribe button and leave me a comment. Tell me what your biggest takeaway was. You can always listen on audio as well on Apple and Spotify. If you want to connect with me, please feel free to drop me an email at Queenie@Elsa Morgan. And if you really if you want to work with me, you can always go to hangwiththequeen.com and you'll be able to submit your details and see how I can best serve you. If you want to tap into more of my free content, you can always hop into my Facebook group as well, facebook.com/groups/ The Legacy Academy. My socials are here on my YouTube channel. And again, if you do want to work with me and me be able to help you to get unstuck and start moving as the high-performing female that you are, please go to hangwiththequeen.com and you'll receive your instructions there. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you have an excellent day, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of The Consistency Queen. Bye for now.
The Consistency Queen, brought to you by the Queenie Effect and the Tech Company. For coaching options, please visit elsamorgan.com.